Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Before I begin, thank you once again for all the really nice comments that we receive across this channel and the private messages on Telegram there. It's really good. Thank you for your continued support. Sharing is caring. Just keep doing what you do. Sharing the videos on social media and Twitter and Facebook and wherever you can with friends and family, and just drag more people into the channel here and let's all educate together. So it's all good. Thank you once again. Okay, really appreciate it. It's all good. It's all good. Just diving into Vechain right now. Then you can see it's just a thing of beauty, really. It's just going up and consolidating, going up and consolidating. It's like I said to you, it's doing something very similar to what it did here. You probably do need to see it come down a little bit, though. I'm going to be honest with you. I'll always tell you how I see it. You probably do need to see it cool off a little bit and just allow this EMA to creep up and just hit this level of consolidation there. Because if it starts to get a little bit too much, you will see that blow off top, okay, and it will fall through the EMAs, and you don't want that. Because what you want to start forming is something like this Stairway to Heaven, okay? Because look at the appreciation there from that bottom right there. So when it bottomed out, you're looking at 178% Stairway to Heaven, and these are very highly tradable events going up and down, buy high, buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high sort of thing, an accumulation. So you do want it to cool down, but at the moment it's broke out. It's in a bit of a frenzy because it broke out of this resistance level here. All the targets have been met, and some. You know, our target off the ascending triangle there, which we laid a few weeks ago when we started to form this, that's met. Brilliant. So we can get rid of that. That was a fantastic target and it was met, so good stuff. And at the moment, off this Fibonacci extension there, that we had that target as well, that's been met as well. So that's fantastic. We laid down that target yesterday in the channel, so we can get rid of that as well. So it's all good. All targets have been met. So now what we need to do is just look at a level of potential support, because you can see the RSI. This thing here is called the RSI, okay? And you can see that it's basically overbought. When it's above the purple box here on the RSI, it's an indicator that it's potentially overbought, and you do start to see that cooling off. Just like here, you see where it's gone up above the RSI and starts to correct and come down. This is when you had that major correction there, just that hit a plateau, because it had gone up so much, okay, and you could see that it was getting extinguished, because these waves, they was beautiful. Okay, and then it's sort of one little push up, and you could see it just wasn't falling back on itself. So that is very indicative of basically a reversal, because it's basically a rising wedge, okay, and it does fall back, and it fell back to where it was formed. You can see it actually did fall back to where it was formed, which is there, because look, you've got this sort of thing here where it sort of goes up, okay, it goes up like that, and that's basically a rising wedge, okay, from where it was formed. Just here, it went up, hit the top, hit the bottom, and it starts to go up like this, okay, and it gets tighter and tighter, and when it breaks out of that wedge, it always falls back to where it came from. Look at that, boom. So that was a very tradable event, because if you look at this now, you're almost forming a rising wedge, very similar. You see this, where you're sort of going up, and as you start to get tighter, you will fall out of that, and you will fall back to where it came from, which is the EMA. So you do want it to cool down. You do want this to sort of roll over a bit, sort of go sideways, so it doesn't continue to make that rising wedge, because believe it or not, a rising wedge is a reversal pattern, it's a bearish pattern, and it's a corrective pattern, okay? So you would be looking at that potential drop off and that rollover to that level of support where the rising wedge started to form. So you do need it to go sideways, okay? That's all I'm saying on the matter. I'll always keep you updated, and tell you the truth. But when I first made the video, I think we was around about here, and I did spot that, and I said, you know, you're looking at that rollover, and I gave you targets and all that, but it doesn't matter. That if you stick with the channel, that was a very tradable event just there. That was a tradable event right there. That when we broke out the wedge and got confirmation and down to there, that was a 20% correction, okay, and that's perfectly normal. It's perfectly healthy. It happens across the board in all cryptos. It doesn't mean you're going to oblivion or the end of the world. All you're doing is falling back down. You're testing support levels, reaccumulation before you take the next leg up. So you do need Vechain to cool down a little bit, okay? It's getting a little bit extended. I'm seeing a little bit of FOMO as well with people in the Telegram group there buying into it. So if it doesn't cool down, you will look at it to come fall back down and retest this level here, okay? So I will drop that target in for you, just so you know. That target is just went up from the bottom, so you're looking at something like that target there, okay? So you may see it fall back to that level if it continues to just keep going up in this sort of fashion, in these sort of tight waves where it gets tighter and tighter, because you are forming this sort of rising wedge type pattern. Do you see that like that? Okay, and that's indicative of a reversal. And I would expect then, if it was to sort of come down now, you would get supported by the EMA. Okay, so you do want to see that. That would actually be a really good entry if you're not already into Vechain, not financial advice. Okay, then if you do see it start to cool down here, I would anticipate an entry on this sort of EMA, this 20 EMA there, where it just sort of slows down a bit. Allow this EMA to catch up as well. Just have that back test of support before taking the next leg up. And when this cools down, I'll be able to show you the next leg up. Okay, so that's Vechain. So far so good, but like I said, I'm always going to be honest with you. You don't want to get too overextended and start to form this sort of rising wedge, because then you do fall back to where you form the rising wedge. When you're going up and down, okay, you want to go up in nice beautiful waves like this. Look, up, down, up, down. They're like basically nice little mountain ranges. When you start going up like this, okay, sharp, you start coming back really down. You have further corrections. So you do want to see sort of Vechain cool down, consolidate in this range here, and then start to form these nice wave patterns where it goes up, comes back, test the EMA, goes up, comes back, test the EMA. Because look how good these buy zones are. You know, buy, when it touches the EMA in this kind of beautiful fashion. There is one other chart that's doing this at the moment. What is it? Is it MLB? I think it's MLB. So do go and have a look at MLB, because that's doing really well at the moment. Someone put it in the group and I had a look at it and I thought, whoa, that was a bit like Vechain. So have a look at MLB, not financial advice. MLB USDT, I think it is. So anyway, that's Vechain. I will keep you updated, and congratulations to everyone that's riding this out, and it's all good, but you do want to see it sort of cool off a little bit. Okay, perfectly healthy to have its little bit of cool off, consolidate for a little bit before taking the next leg up. Because like I said to you, don't ever buy into anything that's really far away and extended from these EMAs. Okay, always look for that EMA retest, especially if you're going to enter something that you're not already involved in. Always wait for the pullback to the EMA, because it shows it's a level of support, it shows that it's holding, and it's a great entry, and you get the bounce off that, especially on the 4 hourly. Okay, if it starts to lose it, then you start looking at a grander correction. If we look at the daily time frame quickly on Vechain, look, wow, look at that. Look, the daily, it's got really far away straight away. Look what happens when you get too far away. You have the blow off top. That was a double M pattern, that was a major reversal pattern. Look at that. Because you had you went up, you made a high, you failed to make a secondary high, you blow off, and then you had that. I think we've already charted this in Vechain, haven't we? But that's what can happen when you get too far away from the EMAs. You blow over. Okay, so you don't want that for Vechain. You want it to sort of start going a little bit sideways now, consolidate, let the EMA keep up and catch up, get a little kiss off it like it does down here. Okay, a little kiss for continuation. All right, everyone, do take care. I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye bye.